Sofia felt more and more at home with her uncle João. His constant support and welcoming presence were an immense relief after everything she had been through. João was a motorbike lover and loved dancing acts, and this brought a new perspective of joy and freedom to Sofia's life. João was Pedro's brother, Sofia's father, and the two never got along. Pedro, a truck driver who was always absent, gave no support to Sofia and her mother, Maria. Because of this, João took on the role of caregiver and protector, helping Ana raise Sofia and providing them with the support that Pedro never offered. On the weekends, João took Sofia for motorcycle rides, where she began to appreciate the feeling of freedom and the adrenaline of the roads. The fun continued at the local club, where loud music and colorful lights created a vibrant atmosphere. João loved dancing acts, and soon Sofia also fell in love with the dance, learning the steps with enthusiasm and laughing at her own mistakes. Despite the conflicts with Pedro, João never let this affect the care and love he had for Sofia and Maria. He knew they needed him, and this only strengthened his determination to be a good uncle and constant support. Sofia admired João's strength and dedication, seeing him as an example to follow. So, as the music played and the night brought a cool breeze, Sofia felt at peace. I knew I had found my place, surrounded by love and purpose, ready to face any challenge the future might bring. It was a special Easter Saturday, and João was excited to visit Sofia and her sister, Maria. He knew that this holiday always brought joy to children, and he wanted to make sure Sofia had a special moment. With that in mind, he bought Easter eggs for both of them. Upon arriving at Anna's house, João was greeted with smiles and hugs. Sofia, especially, was overjoyed to see her uncle. She knew he always brought something special, but what she valued most was the time they spent together. "Happy Easter, girls!" João exclaimed, handing the Easter eggs to Sofia and Maria. Sofia's eyes lit up when she received the egg wrapped in shiny paper. Maria, more shy, also smiled and thanked her uncle. "Let's open together," suggested Sofia, pulling João into the house. They sat at the kitchen table, and João helped the girls open the eggs, revealing the surprises hidden inside them. Laughter filled the air as they shared the chocolate and played with the toys that came in the eggs. After enjoying the Easter eggs, João had one more surprise planned. "I have an idea," he said, a twinkle in his eye. "Let's have an Easter egg hunt in the backyard." Sofia and Maria applauded the idea, excited. João had hidden small chocolate eggs in several places in the yard before arriving. He gave each of them a basket and instructed them to find all the hidden eggs. The girls ran around the yard, laughing and competing to see who could find the most eggs. João watched with a smile, feeling happy to be able to provide these moments of joy. Ana also watched from the balcony, grateful for the support and love that João always showed for his daughters. After a fun afternoon, Sofia and Maria were tired, but very happy. They thanked their uncle for making Easter so special. "You're the best, Uncle João," Sofia said, hugging him. João smiled and replied, "You deserve all the happiness in the world. I will always be here for you." That Easter Saturday was more than just a celebration with chocolate and games. It was a day of love, togetherness, and new precious memories. Sofia felt increasingly safe and loved, knowing that despite the challenges, she had a wonderful uncle who would always take care of her and her sister. João said goodbye, promising to return soon. Sofia and Maria had smiles on their faces, grateful to have such a special family, and Sofia, especially, knew that with João by her side, she could face anything the future brought. That night, after a day full of joy and celebration, an unexpected tragedy would shake the family. João, returning home on his motorcycle, suffered a serious accident. The news arrived abruptly and devastatingly. Ana was putting Sofia and Maria to bed when the phone rang. It was Pedro, with a tense and worried voice. Anna, a terrible thing happened. João was in a motorcycle accident. He didn't survive his injuries. Anna felt a lump in her throat and a wave of despair washed over her. She knew how much João meant to the girls, especially Sofia. How was she going to tell them this? How would I face this pain? Sofia, noticing the change in her mother's expression, asked, "Mommy, what happened?" Anna took a deep breath, trying to find the words. "Honey, I need to tell you something very sad. Uncle João was in a motorcycle accident and he is no longer with us." Sofia felt the ground disappear beneath her feet. The news was impossible to process. "No, Mom. That can't be true. He was here today, he was happy." Anna hugged Sofia tightly, feeling her own tears roll down her face. "I know, my love. I know. But we need to be strong, now more than ever." Maria, still small, also started crying, even though she didn't fully understand the gravity of the situation. The void left by João was immense, and the house, which had previously been filled with laughter and joy, was now immersed in sadness. Sofia's grandparents were traveling when they received the news of João's tragic death. They were devastated and returned home as quickly as possible. Sofia was especially worried about her grandmother's reaction, knowing how much she loved João and the impact this loss would have on the family. Despite being just 11 years old, Sofia understood the depth of the pain everyone was feeling. She found herself trying to be strong, not just for herself, but also for her mother, her sister, and her grandparents. Grief seemed like an unbearable weight, but Sofia knew she needed to be brave. The wake was a moment of despair and sadness. Family and friends gathered to pay their respects to João. Sofia saw her grandmother, with her eyes swollen from crying, being supported by her grandfather. Pedro was there, standing by the girls, trying to be a source of support despite his own pain. On the day of the burial, the sky was covered with dark clouds, and torrential rain fell on everyone. It seemed as if the sky itself was crying for the loss of João. The raindrops mixed with the tears of everyone present, creating an atmosphere of deep sadness. Sofia, hand in hand with Mary, remained next to John's tomb. She felt the cold of the rain, but was more focused on the pain that squeezed her heart. When it was time to say the last words, Pedro took a step forward. With a choked voice, he said, "João was more than a brother to me. He was a hero to my family, an example of love and dedication. Today, we lost a piece of ourselves, but I promise him and all of you that I will do my best to honor his memory, taking care of Sofia and Maria as he did." Sofia felt a slight comfort in her father's words. Although it was difficult to trust Pedro completely after so many years of absence, she knew he was trying. She looked at John's grave and whispered softly, "I love you, Uncle John. I will be strong for you." The following days were difficult for the whole family. Anna's house was quieter than ever, but also full of memories of João. Sofia's grandparents decided to stay for a while to help with whatever was needed. Their presence brought a little comfort and support, especially to Sofia, who found solace in the stories her grandmother told about João. Despite Pedro's promise at João's funeral, the promised support did not materialize. Pedro quickly returned to his old habits, remaining absent and distant, focused on his life as a truck driver. Anna and Sofia soon realized that they couldn't count on him. Sofia, at just 11 years old, understood the gravity of the situation. She knew she needed to be strong, not just for herself, but also for her sister Maria, who was even younger and more vulnerable. Sofia's grandparents helped financially as much as they could, but Pedro's emotional and physical absence was a constant weight. To try to give some normality to the girls' lives, Sofia's paternal grandparents decided to take them on a truck trip to Belém. Sofia was excited about the idea of traveling and seeing new places. She knew this experience could be an opportunity to learn and grow. The trip was long, but full of special moments. Sofia loved seeing the landscape change along the way, and her grandparents made a point of explaining everything they could about the places they passed. However, despite the distractions, Sofia couldn't help but feel empty. The feeling that nothing seemed solid or permanent anymore was constant. In Belém, Sofia's grandparents showed her and Maria the beauty and culture of the city. They visited the Vero-Peso market, where they saw a variety of local fish, fruits, and spices. They strolled through the historic streets and even participated in a local celebration. Sofia tried to enjoy every moment, but there was always a persistent thought that when she returned home, things would remain uncertain and difficult. After the trip, back to reality, Sofia felt torn. The experience with his grandparents was enriching, but the lack of stability at home weighed heavily on his heart. She dedicated herself more to her studies, seeing education as a possible way to a better future. Furthermore, Sofia began to take on more responsibilities at home, helping Anna with the daily tasks and taking care of Maria. Sofia's relationship with her grandparents grew stronger. They continued to offer financial and emotional support, visiting frequently and making sure the girls had what they needed. Even so, Sofia knew she would need to find strength within herself to move forward. One day, while cleaning her room, Sofia found João's notebook. It contained plans and ideas for the motorcycle workshop he dreamed of opening. Inspired, Sofia decided she would honor her uncle's memory by pursuing her own dreams with the same determination he had. She began writing down her own ideas and goals, making a plan for the future. Sofia knew the path wouldn't be easy, but with the support of her grandparents and the strength she found in João's memories, she was determined to create a better life for herself and Maria. The loss of João had left a deep mark, but it had also awakened in Sofia a resilience and a will to win that she had never imagined she had. And so, with courage and determination, Sofia continued her journey, facing the challenges with the certainty that, despite the difficulties, she could build a solid future full of hope for her and her sister. After João's death, Sofia's grandparents sought comfort in the spiritualist religion. This was something new for Sofia, who until then had been raised in the Catholic faith. She was struck by her grandfather's words about spirituality and connections beyond physical life. One night, while Sofia was sleeping soundly, she had a vivid dream. In the dream, she saw her uncle João clearly, as if she were awake. He was in a serene and peaceful place, surrounded by soft light. "Sofia," said João, smiling gently at her. "It's okay. I'm fine." Sofia felt a mix of emotions, happiness at seeing João again and relief at knowing he was at peace. She looked into his eyes and asked, "Uncle John, why are you here?" João placed his hand on Sofia's shoulder tenderly. "I came to tell you that I'm fine and that you need to calm my parents down. They're hurting a lot, but I'm in a good place." Sofia nodded, feeling a comforting calm wash over her. She knew this wasn't just an ordinary dream, it was a visit from his uncle, coming from beyond the grave to bring comfort to his family. The next day, Sofia woke up with a feeling of peace and hope that she hadn't felt in a long time. She kept the dream in her heart, determined to follow João's advice and bring comfort to her grandfather and grandmother. Over the next few days, Sofia found moments to talk to her grandparents about the dream she had. She shared João's comforting words with them, telling them how well and at peace he was. At first, they were excited and a little skeptical, but as they listened to Sofia's words, they felt a slight relief in their hearts. Your grandfather, especially, was touched by the news. He began to reflect on his own life and the lessons John had left behind. Sofia continued to be a pillar of strength for her family, finding solace in João's memory and the words he shared with her in that special dream. She discovered a new understanding of spirituality and life beyond death, seeing the dream as a sign that love and family ties transcend time and space. Over time, Sofia's family found a new balance, supporting each other as they dealt with the loss of João. The grandparents continued to share their faith and spiritual wisdom, and Sofia, now more mature and resilient, embraced each day with gratitude and determination. And so, with the guidance and love of her uncle João guiding her steps, Sofia found the strength to move forward, knowing that, despite the difficulties, she would never be truly alone.